I guess there are 100 ways to get to know somebody, but even if you try those 100 ways, do you end up getting to know someone? As in, how many people do know you, really?
Well, definitely my family, my friends, my girlfriend, and few other people, teammates that become friends. But many people know me from what they see on TV or on social media.
I think we have to start where it all started. Not necessarily where you were born, but the city you identify with the most, which is
Oviedo, Asturias, north of Spain. Yeah, I was born in Burgos because my dad used to play football for Burgos at that time, and my sister and me, we were born there. But since I have memory, I was in Asturias, in Oviedo, going to school, playing football. So that's where I was raised, and that's where I feel at home.
Take us to a walk of Oviedo. What would be your favorite walk? What do you see, what do you smell, what do you hear?
Well, I remember when I used to walk from my flat to my school, so with my sister, and sometimes with my granddad, who used to take us to the school. It was very close. It was like only 5-minute walk. If you go through the center of Oviedo, you can see the Park San Francisco, for example, which is very nice and is the heart of the city. And if you walk through the old part of the town, which I think is the most beautiful part, you can enjoy many different styles in architecture, in buildings. You will find a lot of restaurants with nice food. I always say to English people and to everyone that visits Spain that obviously, and I understand that most people go to the south and go to Valencia or Alicante because weather is fantastic. But if they have time to go to the north coast and spend 1 or 2 weeks along Asturias, Cantabria, Galicia, is very nice, it's amazing, and Oviedo has to be one of the stops.
Do you miss it?
I think we all miss the good old days and miss the daily routine that we had with our friends in school, after school, during the weekends. So yes, when I think about those moments in Oviedo and Asturias, I feel nostalgic.
In fact, you still go on holidays with some of your mates from school?
Now it's been more difficult in the last years, but when I was especially playing in Valencia, when I became professional and I was starting my career, we used to try to go somewhere all together during the summer. So yeah, we went to Cadiz 1 year, the south of Spain. Another year we went to Greece, to the Greek islands, and it's always nice to see them again. We are a group of 6-7 friends from school since 3-4 years old, so we have been friends for over 25 years. It's always nice to see how their lives are going. We have a WhatsApp group in which we speak, and so we are in a daily contact, which is very important for me because they are really, really important people in my life.
So I guess you're not the Juan Mata footballer with them, is that right? It's one of the releases of the...
I'm Juan. It's true that when I was 14, 15 and I signed for Real Madrid, you know, in those times you tend to give nicknames to everyone, and at that time, yeah, they call me like the footballer. So we have a handball player, we have a lawyer, we have an economist, and I was labeled like the footballer, and I still am. But for them, I'm Juan.
And you don't talk football, or do you?
Yeah, we talk a lot of football. Some of them, they support Real Madrid, others Barcelona. Obviously, almost all Real Oviedo. They used to play together between them in different clubs in Oviedo, and so they know and they love football also.
You're from the district of, is it Buenavista?
Buenavista is the neighborhood where my dad used to live, where my grandmother still lives, and where I used to spend many times in my childhood. It's the neighborhood also that they have a park with my name in Oviedo. So my grandmother is very proud about that, and she sometimes goes for a walk and sees the name of the park. And yeah, Buenavista is a place where I spend a lot of time. The park now is just some meters away from the new Real Oviedo Stadium, which makes sense. So yeah, it's a nice neighborhood, and where I had very, very good stories and memories playing football in there, in the streets, you know, with my friends. It didn't matter that there was no a real pitch, but there used to be a road where nobody used to walk or drive, and then we used to play football there with 2 jumpers or 4 jumpers as goals.
You moved to Madrid and then to Valencia, and eventually you come to London, where you were for 3 years. You played for Chelsea 2.5. And did London treat you well? It can be a very difficult city.
Yeah, it treated me very, very well. I was lucky in that sense, because I can understand that London, it can be difficult for many people. You know, it's a big city with, you know, very expensive city. To do things, you have to take time, because it can take you long. But for me, it was fantastic. I spent there 2.5 years. In a professional way, things were going very, very well. In a personal way, also, I was adapting to a new culture, to a new country, to a new language. So I was growing and maturing as a person and as a player. So yeah, I had very, very fond memories of my time in London, and I really like it.
What would you do? You go to the underground, go to a museum every now and again, theatre?
You can do everything you want in London at any time. It doesn't matter if it's Monday or Friday or Sunday. You have different cities in one, because of the amount of neighborhoods, the amount of different styles. So yes, because I haven't been in London before I moved. I only was once or twice but playing, so I couldn't see much of the city. Then yeah, I tried to see things. I tried to enjoy London as much as I could, with some friends coming over, some family coming over. And sometimes the smartest way to move towards the center of London, it was the underground, because of the traffic. It was impossible to go. You will take 2 or 3 hours, and in underground you were in 25 minutes, you were there. So why not? I feel like London is because it's such a big city, not everyone loves football, not everyone cares about seeing footballers around, and maybe they used to also to see different kind of famous people. So I felt more anonymous than in any other city.
I see you with your head covered and a big coat, if it's cold, and going to the vinyl shops. Vinyl shops in Soho, just looking at some old records. Would that be a right picture?
But not the only one. As we said before, we all have different ways of being. But yes, and I did that here in Manchester also, in the Northern Quarter. There are some nice music shops, and music I think is a very good gift for all of us, and to appreciate some nice music is interesting for me. So yeah, but I've did many other things also in London, going to musicals, like going for dinners or going for just for a walk in different parts of the city, but mainly going to the cinema also. Some very nice cinemas, old cinemas, like the Electric one in Notting Hill, which I used to go a lot. So if you are in your 20s or 30s and you can do it and you can afford it, London gives you many opportunities, and I tried to take them all.
You talk about music and one of the loves of your lives. How's the guitar playing?
Flat.
Yeah. Is it discontinuous or?
It's very non-consistent training. Yeah, I have a guitar in my house and I have a keyboard. Yeah, so whenever someone comes to the house and they ask me, "Oh, you know how to play?" I say, "Yeah, of course." And I play one song in the guitar and I play one song in the keyboard. But if they ask me for 2 or 3, I'm dead.
What's the song you play?
I play Oasis.
Right.
Wonderwall.
Okay.
And the guitar.
In Manchester, which is where you are now, of course, is the club where you've been the longest. So
Yes.
is the city that you've perhaps discovered the deepest. Do you know it well now?
Yeah, I know it well, I think, even though Manchester is growing a lot. So I have to say that since I came here 5 years ago, it has changed. It's growing in dimension, in opportunities, in things to do also. Yeah, I feel at home here. I feel happy. It's a different lifestyle than in London. In London, I used to live in Battersea, which is in front of Stamford Bridge, so it's close to the city, and I used to, go to the town a lot. Here I live closer to the training ground. It's a more relaxed, chilled, and countryside lifestyle, but I like it also. And then when I need or I feel like I go to Manchester, I go to the centre and I go to different areas. And Manchester is a very nice city because there is a lot of creative people. There's a lot of young people doing nice things, and you can see the love that people has for Manchester, how proud they are of being Mancunians.
Talking about creativity, we're going to go into one song. What song did you choose?
I don't know which one is my favorite, but as we do it in a funny way, and I really appreciate the song, I can tell you that the song that Manchester United fans sing for me with my name probably will be my favorite, and it's the one that says, "It's you, Juan, 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 it's you, Juan, 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 who's the greatest player in the Premier League?"
It must be amazing to walk into a
I
stadium.
probably have to learn to play the guitar to make it better. But
Oh, there you are. That's the next song.
Yeah.
But it must be amazing to walk into a stadium and get 50, 60,000 people just shouting you, chanting your name.
That's the magic of football, right? When you go to a place like Old Trafford and people show their affection and their love, and what else you can ask for? I think every one of us, everyone in the jobs, they like to feel loved. And then when you play football and you're in a club that you feel the affection from the fans, then the only thing you can be is be grateful for that and enjoy it. And yeah, that's what I try to do. And it's nice when when they score a goal or we win or something like that, they start singing the song. It's a special moment.
Fans in this country, in Britain really, they are different to fans in Spain. They live football in a different way. I'm saying better words, but in a different way. They seem to have it as a lifestyle. Have you seen, or do you remember moments where you actually cross paths with fans who may have done something extraordinary, but because they love the game?
I think fans in this country, I agree with what you say, they feel it in a different way, but they understand better defeat. So defeat is part of the game, and you can win or lose, and as long as you give everything, they will reward you. Now in other countries and in other clubs, if you lose, some fans, they don't understand because only, they feel happy when they win, and instead of supporting when you lose, they criticize, which is understandable as well. But I have a memory from my first year here, actually my first half year here, because I arrived in January in half season. So we ended up that season in the 6th or 7th position, which is not good for a club like Manchester United. And at the end of the season, we always do the lap of honor at Old Trafford, and I was terrified. Because we were 6th or 7th, and I was thinking to myself, I didn't tell anyone, but I was thinking, but they're going to boo us, and they're going to throw us things, and they're going to, shout at us. And the complete opposite happened. When we did the lap of honor, I could feel, and I could see the supporters' faces, and they were filled with emotion, saying, no matter what, next season will be better, we are with you, and let's keep going. And that for me, it was a shock. It was like, wow, but where am I? What is this place in which fans, even in the most difficult moments, they keep going with you? That's a dream for a football player.